Welcome to Secret Women's Business, the podcast, where we're going to talk about boobs, bras, body image, and whatever else takes our fancy.
I'm a woman of a certain age.
Well, Pauline, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, Dominic, I think it's about time we spoke about body image.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. What's the little sign say on the mirrors in the change room?
Oh, reflections in this mirror may be altered by socially accepted ideas of beauty.
Yes. See, I can't rattle it off like Pauline, but I make people read that all the time when they're in there, when they're complaining about a saggy boob or a wobbly bum or whatever. It's great. That is a great sign. Yes.
Because we're all sort of conditioned to look one way and we never appreciate what we have. Now, there's a couple of things that I find very important when we're discussing body image. One of them is this article I read about an interview with Elle Macpherson. And
the body herself.
The body herself, absolutely perfect. Everything about her, every look, everything, she stands. There's never a bad picture.
Yep.
And she was saying that she was going back looking at photographs of herself when she was a teenager, when she started out modelling, like 18 or 19. And she looked at those pictures and she thought, my God, I was gorgeous. You know, she had these long limbs and everything was beautiful about her.
That's why she was called the body. She really was. Oh, she still is sensational looking. Yeah.
But what she also said was that at the time she hated the way she looked.
Yeah, there it is.
So the long limbs, no, they were too long. Her shoulders were too broad, nothing was right. And from this she learned that you have to actually appreciate what you have today, and no matter how old you are and no matter what shape you are in, because if you don't, you waste your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, so in our change rooms, we deal with a lot of women and nobody's ever happy. No one is ever happy.
I find the weirdest complaint is back fat.
Back fat.
I've got back fat. Who's looking at your back, love? You're gorgeous. Nobody's looking at your back.
What, you think I don't have back fat with my 14 double Gs? And I always turn around and show them my back and I say, can you see back fat? And they say no. Well, I say, you think I don't have it?
Yeah, that's right. The thing I find amazing that there's so many people complain about is back fat.
Oh, ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has it.
Yeah.
You know, and when people are in the change rooms and they're complaining about it, and I say, what, you think I don't have it? I'm a 14 double G. There's a lot of skin and it hangs over. And, you know, I show them my skin and, you know, I turn around and say, I can see my back. And I say, can you see it? And they say, no, I'm wearing clothes. Nobody sees it.
That's right. Who's looking at your back anyway?
Oh, this was an interesting one. One of the major problems came about when the girls started doing Brazilians. So they'd cut off all their hair from down there, completely bare, and they'd never seen them before. They didn't know what they looked like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the thing came out about, get this, vagina fat.
Oh, for God's sake.
I know. I know.
We're so hard on ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I look back and in my 20s, even though I had 3 kids by the time I was 25, I was slim. I had a great figure. I suppose, like Elle, I can look back and go, oh, you look pretty good then.
Yeah. I mean, I look back at this photograph that I found of me when I was 19 and I had a waist.
Actually, Pauline, I was looking at your wedding photos.
Yeah.
Because it was Pauline's anniversary this week. Congratulations. You had a different shape then than you do now. I mean, that's 30 years though.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But I actually remember the day that my waistline disappeared.
Oh, do you? I don't.
The actual day. It was 1 week after I turned 40.
Oh, wow, that's very significant.
Yeah, because a week before my jeans fit and then they didn't. So my hourglass figure, now all of a sudden I turned into not an hourglass. I was just a straight up and down bottle. And there is nothing I did from one day to the next. So it's one of those things that happens to women.
It's hormonal. It has to be hormonal.
Oh, yes. So when you're in your teens and your breasts grow, it's like they start growing and then they stop. And then one side grows more than the other. And then one grows in one direction and the other one in another direction. And if you're lucky, they kind of catch up.
That's why you've got to get the right bra.
Oh, that's a completely different
And the fact that so
podcast.
many stores have stopped doing bra fittings, I find
amazing.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. But then, as you get older, you find that, you hit your 30s and your belly starts to round.
I remember that my body started to change in my late 30s. Now, part of that was because of medications and things that I was put on. And by the time I hit, I think about 50 actually, I was quite large. Then by my mid-50s, the doctor said, you need to get on a diet. And please don't call it a change, a lifestyle change. It's not. It's a freaking diet. And it's hard work, and I did it for a number of years, and I lost 40-odd kilos. And in the last 12 months, I've packed about 10 or 12 of those back on, and I'm working on losing them again. But I'm a little less worried about it now. I'm a healthy weight.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to be as thin as I was a year ago. I don't think that matters now.
No, but it's not even that. I think within ourselves, we just have to learn to love what we are as long as we're healthy. So this is what I tell women who say, but I've got the biggest boobs in the world. And I say, are they healthy? And they say, yes. I said, so what's your problem?
Yeah.
You can have the smallest boobs in the world and you can have problems. You can have cancer and have them chopped off and then you've got none.
Your health
That's
and
the
well-being
problem.
is priority,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, I met a woman the other day with almost no boobs whatsoever, and she hated that. And we had quite a long talk about it. She was talking about getting a boob job, and I said, don't. I said, learn to love what you've got, because we see the botched boob jobs.
Yeah.
And I know there's lots of really successful ones, and at the end of the day, if it makes you happy, I suppose you can do it. But I've yet to see a fake set that look real.
No, well, that's why they're fake.
Yeah,
Ta-da.
they just don't. They say, oh, but this is a natural style. No, they're not.
They don't
just
sit
not.
properly in the chest wall, and men hate them anyway.
Yeah.
No squish factor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, the hard boobs.
Yeah, I like the bounce. But yeah, look, I think as women, and especially as women of a certain age, when those bloody hormones hit
Yeah,
and things drop, or they rise. I found that everyone was talking about their things dropping. My boobs dropped, but they also rose because they now start underneath my chin. And everyone talks about their...
Not kidding.
No, I'm not. And they talk about their asses dropping, and I find that mine starts at my waistline now. So, and it's gone like broad across the beam, and it's nothing I've done because I exercise and I do everything.
I still don't have much of a bum. I've never had much of a bum or hips. But when I put weight on, it's always around my stomach.
Yeah.
And I like short skirts. And my mother, see, here's the thing. We try to live up to everyone's expectations. Mum said to me the other day, I had boots on and a skirt that was just above my knee. And she said, do you really think you should be showing your knees at your age?
And how old are you?
I'm 60. I said,
how old's your mum?
Do you think I am, Mum? She's 81.
Yeah.
And I said, the best part of my body is my legs. So I found the thing I should show off, and I'm going to show it off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to just have so many conversations about our mums.
I mean, she loves me. We're very close.
Yeah,
It's
it's not the
but
point.
She's all of a sudden decided to point this out to me, and I just wanted to tell her to shut up.
But no, actually what you're saying is interesting, because what it means is we're still allowing other people to dictate what makes us feel good about
And that's the
ourselves.
whole thing with body image. It's
Yeah.
so much, we're so concerned with what everybody else thinks that we stop dressing for ourselves and start dressing for someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've, because of my music stuff, I've kind of curated, for want of a better word, a little bit of a style, and the blue hair and all of that. And it becomes an image. And it's short skirts and long boots and tight jeans tucked into boots and that sort of thing. And I'm pretty happy with how I look, actually. I think for my age, I don't look bad.
No, but here you are, you're 60 years old, and you spend time thinking about what's wrong, and then the moment you found something that makes you feel right, all of a sudden you've got your mother in your ear, like you're a little girl saying... You're not going out dressed like that, are you?
Oh, that's exactly how it felt.
Yeah.
It's exactly how it felt.
Okay.
And she, look, like I said, she loves me. It's not a judgment, but she's bound by her own body image. And ironically, she is very overweight. But the doctors are happy about that. They prefer when you're older to have a bit of weight anyway. But she's, every other week it's a different diet. But, she's grown up with these socially constructed ideas as well. So
yeah, I know it's a problem. But I think, look, have I got the perfect body? No. Have I got an imperfect body? No. Does my husband love me the way that I am? Well, Mr. Husband with a very, very, very sexy radio voice, what do you think? You're allowed to answer.
Come on, Pete. He loves her, I can tell.
What can I say?
Yeah. Yes. What can you say?
No.
Be careful.
But that is, we have to just learn to love ourselves the way we are.
Yes, but it's interesting, isn't it, that you're concerned that Pete loves your body.
Oh, I am concerned because he's my husband.
Yes, it is important, but the key is to love yourself, because what is most attractive is a woman that's confident.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the whole point of talking about body image.
Yeah.
And that's why great lingerie and great dresses and nice shoes and all that, whatever makes you feel good about yourself, gives you confidence. And for me, I need to feel confident to get on stage.
Yeah.
And so I need to know that it looks good. And the confidence is sexy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just sexy. It makes you feel that you can take on the world.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
So I always think if you're going to go for a job interview, you should wear red knickers.
Oh, someone gave me that advice about 30 years ago.
Oh, really?
Like, long before I met you, and I have done that many times. There's something very empowering about red underwear.
Absolutely.
But anything that makes you
Feel good, yeah. But the thing is, we, as women, we are so often judged by how we look. And I think as from women to women, we judge each other even worse. And what I try to do all the time is to say, this is as good as you're going to be. Enjoy it today.
The other thing, I try to make a point with all the women that come into the shop as well, finding something about them that's beautiful and telling them. If it's just beautiful eyes, or I love your hair, or just something, because you just don't know if they've been told that lately.
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, I was walking down the street. There was this gorgeous young woman walking down, and I just went up to her and said, do you know how beautiful you are? And she couldn't believe it. She said, nobody's ever said that to me. So I didn't know that, but something inside me said, you need to tell that kid. Yeah. She was probably 15. And suddenly she's smiling, and I don't know.
Oh, well, that's the most beautiful thing about a woman is a smile.
Confidence and a smile.
Confidence and a smile. But it's also, it's like when people come in and they ask for minimizer bras or maximizers, and I say, I don't sell those.
They're rubbish anyway.
But actually, it's not just that. It's more the fact that the word is insulting.
It is.
A minimizer. So I've got something that I need to minimize. I've got something that's too small. I have to make it bigger. I don't do that. We sell enhancement.
That's right.
Yeah. So the bras will enhance your shape and make the best of it.
So in conclusion, Pauline, we've come to agree that what makes us beautiful is our individuality.
Oh, well, yeah.
Our confidence.
Yes.
And slap on a smile.
Slap on a smile. Maybe a bit of red lippy doesn't hurt. Match your red knickers every time.
In the meantime, have a fantastic day, night, whatever you're doing. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Really and true.